Hey everybody, I guess we are live as live can be with no opening. I don't know what in the world is going on. It's one of those days. Have you heard that saying? It's one of those days. Have you heard the saying that what could go wrong will go wrong? Anybody that is watching on Facebook, Calvin Lindsay Jr., if you're watching right now, I see you there, but I don't know if that's live or not. One of the things that I think might be happening is we're having connection issues with our biggest fan base, and that's the Facebook fan base. So we have issues. We got problems, Lucy, and I don't know what's going on. Also, our show tonight, we were scheduled to have Michael St. John, who has a work situation that came up. He's not going to be here. Pat Traml is about 45 minutes away, maybe 30 minutes away at this point on Talking Memphis Wrestling. He is headed here. So we have a loaded Talking Memphis Wrestling on this program today, and I think you will enjoy it very much. This show is being produced by Adam Dunn. Now, I don't know if Adam is where his audio works or where his video works. I don't know if he's at home, if he's on the road, where the heck he is. I thought maybe because I couldn't get in touch with him earlier today, I thought maybe I didn't have a producer, but thank God that I do. And if I have a producer with a microphone, that'll make this very much easier. What are we going to see today on Talking Memphis Wrestling? I think you will enjoy it, as this is part three of our series on Memphis Wrestling 1970. If into the 70s, and if we get through that, we have two interesting videos coming up in 1980. I think you will enjoy. And we have good video today on this program, and I think I will just let you know real quick. We will start with a special video from, let me think, let me see, it's 1998, about 28 years ago. We're going to have a video from Power Pro Wrestling a little later on. Also today on Talking Memphis Wrestling, we will see a rare video from the March 1979 Robert Fuller booking tenure from Memphis, just to show you how much different it is when somebody outside comes into another territory to take over. I think you'll enjoy that. Then we will see a video of Rick Morton attacked by Tojo Yamamoto and others. We will see the 1979 historic and famous, absolutely famous concession stand brawl. After that, we will see the Waynes, Buddy and Ken's angle with the Gilberts. Lawler switched heel in 1979. We will see Tommy Rich as a heel in 1980 against handsome Jimmy Valiant, and then the famous Tommy Rich mother angle, and I think you will enjoy that as well. Adam, are we where we can play the open? Or can we play video? If you can play the open right now, the regular Talking Memphis Wrestling Open little test to see what we're dealing with now. It didn't play while we got going, but if we can play that right now, the Talking Memphis Wrestling Open. Here we go.
Talking Memphis Wrestling with Randy Hill and special guests.
We are rocking and rolling with Talking Memphis Wrestling, and this is one of those days, to quote Downtown Bruno. Mama says it'll be that way someday. Joni Rose is listening from the UK. We appreciate it, mate. Appreciate it very much. Adam giving me instruction. Click on channels above the video and try to reconnect. Uh, you can while we're on the air. And Adam, I have tried that 3 different times, and I will do it while we're talking. I think we have people watching on Facebook, but they're watching on either the Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame or the Power Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. If I go down for the option for Facebook, Adam, I tried to say that audio wise earlier, but I go to reconnect and I click on this. It says you logged into Restream with Facebook. Would you like to continue? Then it says continue as Randy Benton, but I'm not in as Randy Benton. I'm in at Randy Hales. But if I do click on that, it says, as it's loading a little bit, and it says it looks like we're trying to use a different Facebook account, switch account on Facebook and try again, and it doesn't give me an opportunity to do that. So usually when this happens, it's real easy, Adam. Uh, I did click reconnect. Then when I click, then it says you're trying to go uh, okay, open Facebook in another tab. I can do that and change to that Facebook account. And I know what you're saying, but it's not giving me. That's when I click on that account. That's what I get. And one time before, you were able to do that, uh, Adam. The Randy Hills Facebook account, and I have that opened up right now, and we copy that. Folks, just be patient with us and we will get to it. So Adam, that situation did not work, and I will go here. It's just giving me the Randy Hills option, the Randall Benton Hills option. It's not giving me a option to do that. So if you can give me an idea how to do that, to change uh, to the Randy Hills Facebook. I did click on uh, add channel, and then when I click on add channel, it gives me the opportunity to go to Facebook. I click on Facebook, and then it says profile. Then I go to the wrong page. Uh, it is just not giving me the opportunity. Uh, it goes back to Randall Benton, and we don't want to do that. To go to Randy Hales, that's the only option. So I'm using Restream on the same browser that I always do. Absolutely every day. Hello, Randy West. Oh, what are you doing, Randy? We are having a major technical problem. Randy, what are you watching this show on? The Randy Hales Facebook, the Randall Hales Facebook, the Power Pro Facebook? Randy, help us troubleshoot this thing. And Adam, I am using Restream on the same browser than I normally use Facebook. I just have multiple Facebook accounts. Hello, Richard Hood. We are having technical issues right now, and because of that, our number one platform, Facebook, I don't see that we have many people watching from there, or many people at all. If you know somebody trying to watch this show, tell them the Power Pro Facebook, the Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame Facebook, at RB Hales on Twitter, and the Randy Hales channel on YouTube, and the Classic Memphis Wrestling. We have major problems here, and I'm doing everything I can do and everything Adam's telling me to do, and that's not working. We will continue with the show right now. Adam, if you would, the very last graphic on the deal, the Boogie Last Dance, if you could go ahead and play that. I think everybody that watches this show, every fan of Memphis Wrestling knows WWE Hall of Famer had his last match at Boogie's Last Dance on April the 25th, not too long ago. It's funny for all the people, for all the fans of that from the Memphis area, we call Handsome. However, in the Carolinas, it's the Boogie Woogie Man. The Boogie Woogie Man. I want to go back about 26 years ago to a video of show number 3 from Power Pro Wrestling. Show number 3. And this video is Handsome Jimmy Valiant's debut, his absolutely debuting on Power Pro Wrestling, and this is a crazy interview and promo we watch now on Talking Memphis Wrestling.
Jimbo from Memphis feels good, baby. He's here. I want to tell people, all my brothers and sisters, that the Booger Man, Handsome Jimbo's in the house, and we talking about Power Pro House, baby.
Yeah, we got you in a match here today.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. It's
hey,
good
where's Corey at?
Corey's right there.
What's up, Corey? Hey, where's Randy Hale at?
Randy's upstairs taking care of the program.
Randy, love you, brother. God bless you. Hey, have you ever kissed Corey?
No.
Has anybody ever kissed Corey? I want to tell you something. I've been in town since Sunday, and I seen Corey on the street, baby. And I gave him, I had a fresh dip of Copenhagen right here, man. Hey, and I gave him he's on the bricks, Jack. I gave him some sugar. Now, I'm not saying he's a thief or nothing, but I'll tell you something. I think he hocked my dip. I think he hocked my dip, baby.
Oh, man, wait a minute. Let's don't talk about that. Let's talk about Ripley, where you're going to be tonight.
Hey, Ripple. Hey, I'm going to Ripple, Mississippi, baby, tonight. I don't know where I was last night, but I know where I'm going to be tonight, baby, and that's in
be
Ripple.
There. All right. Come on, Baxter. This is his interview time here.
Hey, he wants to party. Hey.
I'm sorry for the eruption, but I have to come out here and save the day. Shut up! I had to come out here and save the day. The ratings are nosediving. These people are here to see their own guns. They're here to see Brandon Baxter, and they don't want to see you, Jimmy Valiant, because you're yesterday's news. Why don't you do me a favor and do Power Pro Wrestling a favor? You go back there, you pack your bag, you hop back in your little car, and you go back back to wherever you came from, because that's where you belong. Let me say no!
Handsome Jimmy gets rid of
Hello,
Brandon
Jim Davis.
Valiant.
Richard Hood's in the house. Again, we are having problems with some of the platforms that we show on. We are having problems because at the last minute, Michael St. John couldn't be here today, work-related situations, and my buddy Pat Traml is hustling, driving fast, getting here as soon as possible. And we have a big Talking Memphis wrestling show coming up. And if we could put the Talking Memphis wrestling graphic up there real quick so I can do a little talk over this thing, because I will once again tell you on this show today, we will continue our talk on the 70s. Pat Traml will be here in a little bit. If Adam Dunn is able to at least come on audio wise, the interview from Power Pro Wrestling from May of 1998 that we just showed of Handsome Jimmy Valiant, if Adam can help us blow time, and Adam can, if worst case scenario, come on here with audio only. Adam, if you can do that, if you can comment on the situation, the video that we had a little bit ago. This is called stretching in the television business. Stretching in the television business. Again, we will be talking about 1979. We talked, of course, the last few weeks, the big split of 1977, the Dundee versus Lawler feud from 77. Lawler switched babyface and Handsome Jimmy Valiant debuted in Memphis. Now, 1978 was the year where Jarrett Promotions left the NWA, recognized the AWA as the world champion, and also in 78, Joe the Duke made his debut with John Louis, Sonny King, and they made a terrific run. Handsome Jimmy Valiant was in and out the entire year. In 1979, with business still good, but not as good as it was in 77, the first year of Jarrett Promotions, right at the split, it was still healthy business, but it was nowhere in the area that it was when the Lawler Dundee program or the Valiant feud was going on in its entirety. Now, in Southeastern Championship Wrestling in Knoxville, Tennessee, Ron Fuller was a couple of years into that promotion, doing very good. Robert Fuller had a booking run and was successful. Jerry Jarrett's partner with Jarrett Promotions, and they renamed it Jarrett Welch Wrestling Company, because Buddy Fuller, Edward Welch, became the partner of Jerry Jarrett, a minority partner, but a partner for sure. And he pitched to Jerry Jarrett, said, Jerry, we don't want you burned out. You've been booking mainly non-stop since the late 60s. Robert had successful tenure in Knoxville. Let's bring him in. They brought him in, and it just wasn't the same. Now, absolutely 100% Southeastern Championship Wrestling did good business. Absolutely. However, different territories, the fans are in, they don't know it's a booking style. They don't know it is what it is, but at the same time, they're hooked on it. Now, when Robert Fuller came in with great fanfare, the crowds did not do as good. Did not do as good. And this was in March, and because he brought in people, good people, Tony Charles, Rick Oliver, Professor Tanaka, the Great Fuji, Robert Fuller, Hughes Ron Fuller, Mongolian Stomper, Gorgeous George, Jimmy Golden, Thunderbolt Patterson. He debuted Austin Idol, Ron Sleeker, Buzz Sawyer, just all kinds of stuff. And if I didn't see it, uh, Stallings and Jimmy Golden, and it was just a good crew that had got over in Knoxville. But absolutely, now Robert Fuller started way back in the day in Atlanta, then in Florida, and then came to Memphis in the early '70s. So he had worked Memphis, the entire Memphis territory, James, several different times before it got to the situation that his brother opened his promotion. But yes, Robert Fuller was uh, a huge, huge star. Absolutely, uh, as I'm returning. Sorry about that. That's not real professional of me, but the Spellbinder has tried to call several times on this program right now. So anyway, setting up 1979, and finally it was a point where there was a promotion war going on. I've heard a couple of different stories. A promotional war going on in Knoxville with the Knoxville Five. So Robert Fuller headed back there. One story I've always heard that because business was down, and it was down, that Robert Fuller was fired. And I always heard the story that Buddy Fuller's told Jerry, I'll fire him. Other stories I've heard is Robert gave a notice or didn't give a notice. Robert said, I'm leaving. I got to go save Knoxville, help save Knoxville, because all their top talent had left in that promotion war. So it was just a big, big mess. Absolutely a big, big mess. At 7:23, we're waiting for my buddy Pat Traml. That's probably between 7 and 10 minutes away. And I wish somebody would get the word out that we are live on YouTube and live on Twitter and live on the Power Pro Facebook page and the Randy Hills Facebook page. We are not on. We're on the Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame Facebook page. We may be on the Randall Benton Hills Facebook page and the Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame Facebook page. You can catch us on YouTube, the Randy Hills channel, at Classic Memphis Wrestling YouTube channel. Also at RB Hales on Twitter X, and also at RB Hales, Randy Hales channel on Twitch. Again, we are having major issues with this stream today. And yes, James, Jimmy Golden was a cousin of Robert Fuller, cousin of Robert and Ron Fuller, and the nephew of Buddy Fuller. So any questions like that, we will appreciate that very much. As we are waiting right now for Pat Traml, I think we'll go into the picture section of this show, and we are going to stop at the close to the top of the picture section. I think you will enjoy this. This is 5585, and this, I was not there this night. This is in Jackson, Tennessee. It was a night of legend at the former Jackson Coliseum, then called the Omen Arena. And this is a great night with great legends. You see the Louisville Lip, Mr. Tennis Racket himself, the great legendary manager Jim Cornette with the man that's often imitated and never duplicated, the fabulous Jackie Fargo. How about the superstar Bill Dundee in that beautiful yellow jacket? Next to him, from Houston, Texas, billed for many, many years, the father of Dwayne Johnson. This is The Rock. Dad. This is Soul Man Rocky Johnson. The next picture, we saw video of him a little earlier on. He's the boy from New York City, handsome Jimmy Valiant. As Adam had switched to the next picture, so we will go right to that right now on Talking Memphis Wrestling. I think this is Corsica Joe. I'm not 100% sure. And that is the fabulous one himself. This is, again, often imitated, never duplicated, the fabulous Jackie Fargo. Next picture on Talking Memphis Wrestling. I like this. I think this is in the old Fairgrounds Sportatorium or Sports Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. This is the fabulous one himself, Jackie Fargo and Roughhouse Fargo, tearing down the building. Next picture on Talking Memphis Wrestling. On this version of the show, this is the Fargos, the fabulous Jackie Fargo and the very dangerous and crazy and eccentric Don Fargo. Next picture on Talking Memphis Wrestling. A young, very young, beautiful Bobby Eaton, before he was named Beautiful Bobby Eaton, with his tag team partner in the Jet Sets. This is George Goulas. George Goulas and Bobby Eaton, the beautiful one, right here on this show, Talking Memphis Wrestling. Next picture. This is George Goulas and Dennis Hall. George Goulas, Dennis Hall. Next. Wildfire. Before he was Wildfire. This is Tommy Rich. Next picture. And once again, Johnny Rose from the UK was watching the show at the beginning of this show. And does anybody know who this is? Because I do. And he signed the autograph. He came into the Memphis territory in the 70s, then became a big star in Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. This is Don Kernodle, who had a great run with Sergeant Slaughter, great run against Jay Youngblood and Ricky Steamboat. You know, as Richard says, do I have pictures of Greg Valentine as a Fargo? I don't have where I can get to it now, but yeah, we have shown that in the past. Absolutely have shown it before, and I'm not in a situation in the middle of a production when I can go back and listen to that as well. And if we have, I don't know if we're at the end of the pictures or not, if you can just click on the picture. This is a very young picture of Lynn Rossi wearing the old-time Southern Heavyweight, or actually at that time it was called the Southern Junior Heavyweight Championship. Lynn Rossi right there on Talking Memphis Wrestling. Next picture. How about this? How about this cool little deal? Showed this before. This is from the merchandise area back in the day, the picture table. This is a great picture of the fabulous Jackie Fargo. Next picture. This is the sponsor of that watch we saw. This is from Shayer's Diamonds, Watches, and Jewelry. Jackie Fargo with the issues there. So Jackie Fargo and a great picture of the classic one and only Jackie Fargo. Yeah, James, I said earlier, Coronado and Sergeant Slaughter did tremendous record-breaking business in the Carolinas. Coronado and Slaughter against Ricky Steamboat and Jay Youngblood. Just great stuff. What else do we have going on? This we showed a few times on this show. This happened several years ago as a tribute to Memphis Wrestling by AEW Wrestling in South Haven, Mississippi. You see Brandon Baxter, Shane Russell, Robert Gibson, Rick Morton, Handsome Jimmy Valiant, Kevin Lawler, the Universal Heartthrob, Austin Idol, Dave Brown, myself, Doug Gilbert, and the late, rest in peace, Leaping Lanny Poffo. So there you go. That picture from South Haven, Mississippi. Next picture, if we can, on Talking Memphis Wrestling, and this is the Fargo brothers. Now, is that Don or is that Greg Valentine? How about it? Could that be? Could that be right there? I am not sure, but that could be interesting if anybody could let me know that. And let's go with the next picture. Randy West is watching on Power Pro Wrestling page. That is working. I think the Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame is working. This is Jackie Fargo, Grady Reeves in Birmingham, and I'm not sure who that is. Not really sure who that is. As we talk Memphis Wrestling today on this show, it could be one of the Welches. It could be Tex Riley. I am not completely sure who that picture is. If anybody like Randy West watching this show today, make a comment and let me know what is going on, and if you know who this picture is. Randy, if you know what that picture is, and let me write in the comment section, and we can see your comment from the Power Pro page, so let me know on that if you would. Next picture, if we have any more pictures, and this is Gentleman Saul Weingroff and Carl and Kurt Von Bronner. This is the Von Bronners, one of the most historic tag teams in the history of professional wrestling. Had a great run all over the world. The Von Bronners and Gentleman Saul Weingroff. Next picture on Talking Memphis Wrestling. Let's see what we got. I saw this on Facebook the other day. Just a real quick license plate that Lawler, who was a WWE Hall of Famer in 2007, a Hall of Famer in 2007. This is a great picture. We are going to real quick, because I'm getting a phone call from Pat. Adam, throw me up a video, any kind of video, redo the Valiant video, the Talking Memphis Wrestling video, any video that you want, because I am getting an update from Pat. So if you can show some kind of video right now on Talking Memphis Wrestling. Hello?
There's not a link on the email.
I was born in New York City. Hey, handsome Jimbo from Memphis. Feels good, baby. He's here. I want to tell smell people, my brothers and sisters, that the boogeyman, handsome Jimbo's in the house, and we talking about Power Roll House, baby.
Yeah, we got you in a match here today.
How you doing, Ronnie?
I'm doing good. It's
Hey,
good to
where's
see you.
Corey at?
Corey's right there.
What's up, Corey? Hey, where's Randy Hale at?
Randy's upstairs taking care
Hey,
of the program.
Randy, love you, brother. God bless you. Hey, have you ever kissed Corey?
No.
Hey, has anybody ever kissed Corey? I want to tell you something. I've been in town since Thursday, and I seen Corey on the street, baby, and I gave him, I had a fresh dip of Copenhagen right here, man. Hey, and I gave him he's on the bricks, Jack. I gave him some sugar. Now, I'm not saying he's a thief or nothing, but I'll tell you something. I think he hocked my dip. Baby.
Oh, man, wait a minute. Let's don't talk about that. Let's talk about Ripley, where you're going to be tonight.
Hey, Ripple. Hey, I'm going to Ripple, Mississippi, baby, tonight. I don't know where I was last night. Hey, but I know where I'm going to be tonight, baby. And that's in Ripple.
There. All right. Come on, Baxter. This is his interview time here.
Hey, he wants to party. Hey.
I'm sorry for the interruption, but I have to come out here and save the day. Shut up! I had to come out here and save the day. The ratings are nosediving. These people are here to see their own guns. They're here to see Brandon Baxter, and they don't want to see you, Jimmy Valiant, because you're yesterday's news. Why don't you do me a favor and do Power Pro Wrestling a favor? You go back there, you pack your bags, you hop back in your little car, and you go back to wherever you came from, because that's where you belong. Let me say no!
Handsome Jimmy gets rid of Brandon Baxter for us. How about that?
Let's see him, Mama.
Great video. Handsome Jimmy Valiant from 28 years ago, his first appearance on episode number 3 of Power Pro Wrestling. He has been my advisor today on a crappy situation I was going through. Pat, I told you on the phone, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but this past Saturday, Randy West knows this. I don't know if I told Adam this or not, but it's turned into a fiasco because I don't know how it happened, but I lost my wallet. Thank goodness. $10 is $10, but it could have been thousands of dollars if it was back in the day, but it's not back in the day. So I had $10 on that sucker, but my driver's license, my credit card, my debit card, the whole 9 yards. Then I ended up getting into a confrontation at the bank. You're world known as a major banker in the United States. So you probably, before I told you that I got in a confrontation, an argument at the bank, one of your banker friends, stooges, probably let you know. But I've got a new bank. I got a new debit card. I got new driver's license. Now I got to figure out how to get my Uber money from the other account and switch it over to the new account. But I'm a proud new member of a bank you've been in because that's where the Randy Hill's book release debut at First Community Bank in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Pat, before I told you my fiasco, did you get a report from your banking spies you have all over the world that I about had a bank brawl right there? I got pretty loud, and it was not Randy Hales. It's not Randall Hales. It was R freaking H. Here's Pat Traml to comment to that and give his first take and tell everybody what you're doing. And thanks so much because I just had the worst 40 minutes of this show that we've ever done.
Well, I doubt that. When I came on, you had Handsome Jimmy giving it to Scott to Brandon, so that's always fun to watch. But yeah, we share the same bank. I just hadn't messed me up too bad yet. But that's the only bank account I've ever had as a professional. But it was from the bank I went to work with out of school. But you're with the right bank now. You're the right bank now. Great community bank. I recommend everybody needs a bank. Go to your local community bank So
First
they know
Community
your
Bank
name.
in Jonesboro or anywhere else.
That's right. That's right. They know your name in community banks. So,
Now tell the people the difference in the national banks, whether it's the Bank of America or U.S. Bank or even is your bank Renaissance? Is that considered a national bank?
well, we're a large community bank. I guess that's
Right.
how I would characterize us. I went to work for a bank that no longer exists. It was bought 3 or 4 times, and it is now part of Wells Fargo. But as you and I talked this morning, if you're looking for a bank, I would recommend you find a local community bank. And the reason I say that is like you walk in, they know your name, they had your book signing, they're your friends, they're your neighbors. And the reality of it is, because of technology, your bank in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and I don't know how large it is, but I suspect it's probably $1 billion or less, which is a small bank in the banking world. Uh, J.P. Morgan, for example, is several trillion dollars. Because of technology and delivery of banking services, there is no difference between the smallest bank in America and J.P. Morgan. And so my advice to everybody is go where somebody knows you, go where you're not just a number.
That was my problem. And I understand new technology and all this. I go in and I do most of my banking at the ATM, and they don't even have a drive-through window anymore. A lot of banks do that. There's not a drive-through window. You have to go to the ATM or go inside. So I go in because I went the weekend without a debit card, and I thank goodness I could still on my phone uh, do the tap pay. So I had access to my money. It wasn't disastrous. I had access to my bank, to my balance. So I knew that somebody hadn't ripped me off all my money. I knew that as well, but I wanted to go in and check on that. And Pat, they would not talk to me. They said they had to see my ID. And I said, that's the issue. I do not have a paper ID because my wallet was stolen. I did not have it. And I said, I do have a copy of my driver's license on in my phone. They said, well, you could, that could be IA. They wouldn't listen. I said, there's people in this building that they just basically would not deal. And I understand IA. I don't really understand it, but it's happening. I know we're spending more time talking about it. This is a real life thing that happened to me. And I said, I'll just close the effing account. Uh, you can't close it without ID. And so I thought, wow, I'll smart that son of a gun a little bit. And so uh, I just went out and I'm thinking surely the bank would be open to 5, but I went home, got the information I needed to go get my ID, got an ID. I rushed back to the bank. I got there 10 minutes after 4, and they were still there, but the doors were locked. They closed at 4 o'clock. So I went to the ATM. I'm thinking I need to get some money out of there. So uh, the highest amount you could get on the screen was $300. So I got $300. Then tried it a second time, got $300 more. Did it a third time, got $300 more.
Wow, I didn't know that.
That's $900. And
Yeah.
then I did it a fourth time, and they said you've exceeded your limit. So
Okay.
this morning I go to the bank again and did it again. 300, 300, 300. So I got $1,800 in 2 days out of that bank. I didn't want to get, and that's not honestly the entire balance, but I didn't want to get everything because I hadn't figured how to do this. My 3 car payments, I don't have 3 cars, but I have 3 car payments. That don't make any sense uh, at all. No, actually I have
You have two.
2 car payments, the current one and the older one. But uh, any away. Got to keep some money in that account because the withdrawals on my health insurance, my car insurance, everything comes out of there. And so far, Pat, I hadn't figured out how to change those accounts over, uh, but I need to figure it out. But that's my banking issues. So comment on that, then do your first take.
Well, I mean, your new friendly community bankers can help you get that transferred over pretty quickly, and with Uber and everything else. My first take tonight isn't much because I'm looking forward to what we're talking about tonight. I saw quickly. As you know, I was at a nonprofit museum board meeting that I'm on in my hometown of Talladega. So I hadn't had a chance to look at it much. I flipped through real quickly, and I'm really excited about what we're talking about tonight.
That's very good. Michael St. John was scheduled to be here at the last minute. He called, and he has the world of broadcasting, Pat, whether it's TV or radio or doing this show, because during this show, this has been the toughest 47 minutes I've ever had. Because for some reason, our top platform is something you're not on much, but uh, I have a lot, like maybe 10,000 followers and 5,000 friends, and we get most of our audience or the Randy Hales Facebook page. They said that it's expired on Restream. It's not letting me change it up. So that's why we have probably, could be worse. We have 10 less people. Some people has found us on the other thing. So folks, if this happens again, remember the Power Pro Wrestling Facebook page. That is working. The Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame Facebook page is working. Randy West is listening on the Power Pro page. At RB Hales on Twitter, the Randy Hales channel on Twitch, and then on YouTube, the Randy Hales channel are classic Memphis Wrestling videos, and YouTube and the two Facebook pages are the best thing. Pat, this has been craziness, and this has been a just me kind of stretch, but here we are, right?
Well, here we are. I've been flipping through the comments. Look like we've got Johnny from the UK. Hello, mate. I hope we have the first lady of
Not yet.
Talking Memphis Wrestling. We're waiting on her, so let's jump in and see what we're doing.
Okay, we are talking about 1979. Have you noticed, Pat? And I don't know if you, as a viewer, when before you're on the inside like you are now with this show, and you speak as a fan and as someone that's now on the inside, but back in the day, do you remember times where Birmingham wrestling was Birmingham wrestling pretty much? Maybe the talent changed, but it was the same philosophy, same thing every time. But then all of a sudden you change promoters, or change most time you change bookers. And when that happened, they were major changes in what was going on. Do you ever recall watching regular Birmingham wrestling, and then all of a sudden you're thinking, this ain't my wrestling. These are a lot of new people, and we don't. This is not Dick Douglas wrestling. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And that happened with Continental. Now Birmingham was dark for probably, my gosh, 7 or 8 years, and Ron Fuller brought in Continental, and of course, that is in the bloodline, if you will. So, but yeah, it was. Nick would bring people in that really did not fit in Birmingham. As you
Right.
know, he was buddies with the Sheik, and he would bring some of his guys in, and that it just didn't work. It just was not Alabama wrestling.
And what happened when Fuller took over? He took over for, I'd say, 3 years after the split, so there was no Jerry Jarrett influence at all. And Nick and whoever was booking for him, whether it was Lynn Rossi or Tom Ernesto or whatever, you weren't getting Birmingham wrestling. And when Ron Fuller showed up, he was closer to the wrestling that you grew up on than what the last 3 years of Nick was.
He was, and you know, it's really kind of sad because I mean, look, Jerry took all the talent out of the entire Gulas Welch territory. You know, they all wanted to go to Memphis because they made more money. And you know, Lynn Rossi was loyal to Nick, but you know, unfortunately, Lynn was in the car accident, couldn't work anymore. Tojo eventually came back to Jerry, so there was just not great talent there towards the end. Really, probably, and you know, and you know, he's a good guy. I enjoyed watching him on our pals. Show, George. He had a lot of interesting things to say, but you know, he was still pushing George.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we talked about 77, the first year of the split, and a great year with the debut of Handsome Jimmy and the remarkable 7, 8, 9 month program with Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee. Ended up with Valiant coming in, being the top heel. Lawler came back as a baby face, and brother, it rocked and rolled to the end of the year. 78 started strong. 78, as it went through, even though we had good stuff, we had the AWA. After years of being with the NWA, we became a member of the AWA, had Nick Bockwinkel come in 78. Joe LeDuc came in, and they had a memorable feud. Business was still good, but not great. Also, somewhere late 77, 78, Jerry Jarrett took a minority partner in Ed Welch, Buddy Fuller. And
right.
Buddy became a partner with Jerry Jarrett. The company was originally, after the split, called Jarrett Wrestling Company. And then when Buddy Fuller became the partner, they changed the name of the promotion to Jarrett Welch Wrestling Company. Buddy told Jerry Jarrett, even though business had dropped, but still in great shape, said, hey, my son Robert has booked last year and a half in Knoxville for Ron Southeastern and doing a great job. You are been booking Memphis since 68, running your own company since March of 77. I don't want you to burn out. Said, bring Robert in to do the booking. So he brought Robert Fuller in to do the booking, and Robert came in, and Jimmy Golden came in, Ron Fuller came in a few times, other people, the Mongolian Stomper, Gorgeous George, some people that got over. But what he did, he put the number 2 babyface, Bill Dundee, as a tag team partner to himself, to Robert Fuller. They were tag team champions. And he really, and he's been vocal about it, he's not a friend or a fan. He does not like Jerry Lawler, maybe professional jealousy, whatever the case. So he didn't do a lot of stuff with Lawler. So 79 had a different look. And I'm going to show you a clip of a video, 7 minutes and 27 seconds. And some of the talent, this first guy you'll see is a legend from all over the world, Professor Tanaka, Tora Tanaka. You know that name, Pat?
Absolutely, I do.
But he didn't mean shit in Memphis, Tennessee.
Well, that's right. I get that.
Didn't mean anything. And we're going to spend I want you to point out on the voiceovers things that's different, things that surprise you. Just 7 minutes and 27 seconds. This is not Jerry Jarrett booking, Bill Dundee booking. This is not Jerry Lawler booking, Randy Hill's booking. This is somebody that had worked the Memphis territory, but it's very interesting. And by the way, I love Robert Fuller. Nice guy, super guy. He's one of the first guys that got me to smoke the Fernum Durnum. The Fernum
Okay.
He did. Absolutely. I love me some Robert Fuller. Richard, I'll get to your before we get to the video. Why did Jarrett switch from the NWA to the AWA? A couple of reasons. He knew he could get dates on the AWA champion on a regular basis because they didn't run a lot in AWA country, very rarely on Monday nights. So that's one of the reasons. The other reason that he thought that he would never be able to talk him into switching the NWA title to Lawler, but he thought, even though it was 11 years after the fact, maybe, or 10 years after the fact, Lawler did win the AWA title, not from Nick Bockwinkel, from Kurt Hennig. We want to watch that video right now of Robert Fuller booking. This is 7 minutes, 27 seconds, and this is talent that's drawn all over the world. It just didn't gel in Memphis. And let's watch now and talk to Memphis Wrestling.
When I was in match with Mr. Lawler, I had beat this man fair and square inside ring because when the referee touch me, that means I am automatically a winner. But automatically, this referee distract me, get up, and I think he had Mr. Lawler roll me up, try to pin me. But whatever happened inside there, I don't know what happened with Mr. Idol. I had no idea he gonna come inside ring. But you see, when this referee and this Mr. Lawler try to double cross me, that'll make me only one thing in my mind is put this man in hospital. I put several men in hospital, like Mr. Wrestling number 2, Mr. Danny Hart, and many other wrestlers. Mr. Lawler made me so mad, I put this man in hospital.
All right, now, on behalf of the referee, you got to say, and the people are going to see in here, prior to the count that you're talking about, you had grabbed the referee and deliberately...
No.
Let's just roll it right now. Let's take a look at it. I want to see this because this was a Southern heavyweight match for the champion.
And don't forget, I am a steel champion, no matter what. I am a steel champion. Mr. Lawler is no more king. I'm the king now.
You got the title. There's no question about it. But there's
Pat, you notice a lot of empty seats in the load section there.
It's already been said, but I want to tell you, it is the most unbelievable thing, unnecessary thing.
Hey, other opponents could have referees the same way. Why difference with me?
Yeah, well, I'm not really talking about the fact of grabbing the referee, Jerry Calhoun, in there. They'll see it. Now, they'll take a look at it and let them judge for themselves. But that's exactly the...
Okay, what you say with the cast? You call that illegal using cast?
The referee he was over talking...
There's a man having no right to be inside the ring with the cast on.
Okay, the referee was talked to Lawler about it. He talked to him constantly during the match about the use of it. But the situation of what Austin Idol did...
Every time I use the cast, that's not fair.
Yeah, all right, well, you can say anything you want to. He's going for the abdominal stretch on Professor Tanaka right there, but there's no submission from the champion, and Lawler is...
I don't see no action there. I don't see me touching this referee. The referee automatically hit Jerry Lawler by himself.
Sure, yeah.
Now look at there, 1, 2, 3. I beat this man.
All right, now the referee is coming around. He is addled here where you pulled him into, Lawler. I don't care what you
Making no difference. I got the man to beat. He's supposed to... I win this match, fair and square.
That's your version of it. Now, keep looking here, because I want to see what the man who was sitting at ringside...
I don't pay no attention. All I know is I have one man inside the ring. That was Mr. Lawler. Yeah. I care only for him. You see how he sneak up behind me? Yep. He thought he can beat me like that.
And there comes Austin Idol in, and Austin Idol, who was sitting at ringside, had paid Tanaka to sit at ringside.
That's right. My $1,000 is very good. But you see, I don't care what happened to Lawler. All I care for is what I'm going to do to him. That's what I want. That's why I told Mr.
Now,
Idol...
Idol get involved. This is more like Memphis Wrestling, Pat.
That's it, yeah.
You sure did. You got him when he was blinded. There,
blind my eye.
Over to the rope.
He's not blind.
Yeah,
the matter. He's the back of still can see.
Yeah, and what you do is come in and Idol holds him out while you take that elbow that broke those blocks and hammer it down in his back in there, trying to put him in the...
Look,
referee Jerry Calhoun.
I have no way of controlling myself.
Referee
one thing making me mad is that's the finish for him. And I usually get mad all the time with my opponents. I don't care what.
You finished him all right after Idol had done what he did.
This man have no right to be inside ring with me.
Okay, well,
you understand? You look at the king. He's king. What the king there is laying down flat on his back.
And there you're using that foot again right in the middle.
The king is standing on his feet. That's me, Tanaka.
I know.
Rick and Robert Gibson come out to make the save there.
The pawns come out and help the king. But he's no
As
king.
we have 3 minutes,
They had to get him
20
out of
seconds
there. That's what
left
they
in
came
this
out to
video.
do, was to
This
get you guys out
is
of
just
there.
an example
Pounding
in
on his back in there,
1979
Don't worry.
of the change in booking.
Some more medicine for me too.
Look at it. Look at that.
Lawler with
Whatever
the
it was that I
angle, I would guess
I don't pay. All I know is that
Lawler probably didn't like working with
I know
Tanaka.
exactly what
He
happened.
did like working with Idol. Obviously, they worked together for years. As we see the ink thrown, and Lawler, notice how Lawler is selling that.
Hey, that man
Oh,
is
yeah.
inside ring with me no matter what. I still get this man because he's still inside ring. It's my job there. Punish this man.
Yeah, you punish him, all right. You certainly did.
That's the only way.
Put him on a stretcher and send him out. And there's the cap off that bottle that Idol threw at
Yes.
him.
Good camera work.
I hope he
Lawler
rested
being
in
carried out.
peace in the hospital.
At this
Ended up with
point,
the
I would
back end
guess
there
that Randy West,
as well as the fact that he got chemical
this was
burns in
in
his eyes.
78.
Just,
I am not
it was a
sure if this was
situation that
in
was
Mike
entirely
Shields or
unnecessary,
Randy
and
West.
I'm not the only
Randy,
one that thinks so.
you
Everybody
know.
there. Yeah, and here comes the guy who brought about the whole thing. But I'll tell you this, the AWA took a dim view of what you did in there, Austin.
Again,
And don't
business
be flexing the
getting
muscles. Let me tell you, they
back
have
to
fined
business
you
now.
$5,000, and have put you on probation in there, and your wrestling career just may be coming to a halt.
Baby, $5,000 ain't nothing to me. That's chicken feed. That's pocket change. I dropped that on the blackjack table in 2 seconds. Let me lay something on you, baby. The only reason Nick Bockwinkel still has his title is because he refuses to wrestle Austin Idol, baby. But Harley Race didn't refuse to wrestle the Idol last night in the Cow Palace when there was 26,000 people seeing me pin Harley Race in 18 minutes. But he was smart enough to refuse to put the title on the line. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the National Wrestling Alliance heavyweight champion of the world right now. But let's forget about the West Coast momentarily. Let's get to the Mid-South. Let's get down to what's happening. Jerry
Hey, Thomas.
I don't care if your eyes are burning, baby. If it's too hot in the kitchen, then get out, baby.
Al Tuttle in the
You're
house.
gonna get a whole hell of a
We
lot
are
better.
having
Austin Idol's
Facebook
on the way,
issues,
baby.
and this
whole thing's turned into a
Al
frenzy
Tuttle
now.
goes
People
back
saying,
to the
"When
Robert
will the
Fuller
Idol
booking
stop?
era
When will
in
it take to
79.
stop this man? Is there anybody who can stop him? Women writing in and say, Austin Idol, we love you. You got the sexiest body in the world. Men writing in saying, Austin Idol, you still not our girlfriends. You still not wives. You still not women. Austin Idol, please go. Please leave us. The men sending money into me saying, take a plane, take a train, take a car, take a boat. Just get out. You're stealing all our wives, all our ladies. Robert Fuller, long, lanky legs, and Bill Dundee, superstar, so he calls himself Billy Dundee. They ain't seen nothing yet, baby.
Thomas?
They don't know what action is. They don't know what a kind of a dilemma.
I'd say it's neck and neck. Who drew more money, Idol or Ray?
That's a great question.
I'd say neck and neck.
Yeah.
Okay, we heard all of it, and I tell you what, there's no way. Yeah.
They're going to have to get
Let me
up
see.
and sweep them out of the arena.
Yeah.
Like they say in Tennessee,
Now, the interesting thing about that to me, Pat Traml, is that was the tale of two territories, because it started, there's no doubt it was different with Tanaka out there. And Tanaka is a great, that's the point I'm making. Tanaka is a great talent. Super great, but he's not Memphis. Then Valiant comes out, or Austin Idol comes out and saves that interview. That's the type of wrestling that the people want to see. So your comments quickly on the video we just saw.
Well, a couple things. One, I thought that Tanaka's a great wrestler. Talks well, but he would have had to be here a long time, because all I could hear is, "Well, we already got Tojo," And as far as Idol, we were talking about that the other week. If Idol had stayed in Memphis, he could have bought Graceland. I mean, the guy was. I mean, he was made for this place. But Austin Idol's his own bird. That he comes and goes and comes and goes. But yeah, it's not quite what you get it. I'm not a big fan of the ink stuff and all that. There's better heel things to do. But you know, you're it is very in Robert Fuller's defense. Memphis wrestling, and I'm going to try to say this right, and I don't know that I can. Unlike a lot of other wrestling territories, Memphis has its own culture. You know, the like nobody is a there's no wrestler that I'm aware of, and I'm trying to think maybe there's been one in New York. I don't know who the champion was three before Hulk Hogan, but Jerry Lawler is Memphis. He's the home team, and you don't have that a lot. And so just bringing guys, your standard guys in, and it's an odd thing because Lawler and Dundee feuded for 20 years, right?
Right.
Yeah,
More than that.
yeah,
More than
probably
that.
more than that. Yeah, absolutely.
No doubt. So you're with me. You see a different vibe.
I
Absolutely.
do, and I can hear it in Lance. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's thinking, what in the world is going on? I want to jump to one of our audience as we're jumping around, but one of our audience has a comment about Handsome Jimmy Valiant, as we've shown twice the Handsome Jimmy Valiant 1998 Power Pro Wrestling debut. Our our viewer wrote a comment saying that Bobby Heenan was negative and said that he did not like the Valiants and that the Valiants were disgusting human beings and that sort of thing. And I appreciate that comment. Love the Jimmy Valiant clip. Bobby Heenan spoke very negatively about the Valiant brothers. No specifics, just using words like disgusting. What was your experience? And Pat, you met Handsome Jimmy Valiant after the Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame. Handsome Jimmy is, of all the wrestlers I've dealt with in my life, never even halfway a crossword, nothing. Absolutely made thousands of miles in the car with him. Tremendous guy, absolutely tremendous. So I disagree with Bobby Heenan. So Pat,
Yeah, I don't know where that comes from. I was able at the Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame um, event in Jackson. Spent the weekend with Jimmy, as you know, and got to drive him around a little bit, and just what a great human being. I mean Bobby wasn't a New York guy, was he? In the early days?
no, but he was Dick the Bruiser. The Valiants, Jimmy Valiant started in Indianapolis. Bobby Heenan started for Nick the Bruiser, so that's where that relationship was.
Okay, okay.
For
Well,
sure.
the Valiants had just a heck of a run in New York
Yeah,
in
two or three times.
through the '70s. Yeah, yeah. I don't know about. I don't. Yeah, I don't know anything about Bobby and all that. I just know my experience with him is he's just a great guy. Um,
One,
Richard, like, could I answer Richard's question? Richard, yeah,
sure.
Jimmy Golden's father did promote Montgomery, and as you know, or I'm sure he's related to the Fullers. He's a Fields.
Yes, he's a field, and they're all together, no doubt about it. I'm going to throw you some names and some dates. As I said earlier, the Knoxville promotion was hot. Robert left to come to Memphis. Ron Fuller named Bob Roop as the booker, and then that turned into the promotional war and the Knoxville Five and major problems. So Robert Fuller, I've heard this two different ways. I heard uh, that uh, I heard that that war was going on, but I heard that they were unhappy with the business that Robert Fuller was doing in Memphis. The story I always heard was Robert Fuller was fired, and Buddy Fuller told Jerry Jarrett, "It's my son. It was my idea. I'll fire him." I've also heard that Ron Fuller had called Robert, explained that he was in a jam. All his top people had left, and asked Robert to come back and bring the talent with him. Robert. So on June the 11th, Robert Fuller's last show, these people went with him the following week. So these people were on the card, and then the next week, on June the 18th, were not on the card. Tony Charles, Rick Oliver, Professor Tanaka, Mr. Fuji, Robert Fuller, the Mongolian Stomper, Gorgeous George, Jimmy Golden, Thunderbolt Patterson, Austin Idol, however, he would return pretty quickly, Ron Slinker, Terry Sawyer, Brett Sawyer, and Mike Stallings. That was June the 11th. June the 18th, Jarrett took back over with One TV and went with a different crew. We'll get into that later. But Pat, big changes once. That's a bunch of people that all of a sudden wasn't on the card, but the crowd, with Jerry Jarrett taking back over and shooting a major angle, doubled.
Well, there's a famous story that you've heard and we've all heard, and Jarrett told me he was walked up to Robert, and there was 2,800 people in the Mid-South Coliseum, and he said, "Damn, it can't get any worse." And Robert said, "Yeah, it can," and that was kind of the end of Robert Fuller.
Right. So you believe the Jerry Jarrett story and not the other story with Robert went back to help his brother out and they were in a major promotion war? I think it's a little bit of both.
It's probably a little bit of both. I think you could, I mean, and not just look at the wrestling, but I mean, you could look at the crowd and see this was not going to work. Long term.
Absolutely. We're going to get to a video in just a minute that's great, but I want to show a young Ricky Morton. This is in the area I am sure that Jerry Jarrett had taken back the book, and this is a 2 minute 36-second video, and because one of your favorites of all time is on this video, I wanted to play this for Pat Traml and of course for Team Hell's 236 on Talking Memphis Wrestling with Pat and Randy.
Wrestling. I know it's not a pleasant subject to bring up, but I gotta say,
this is Rick Morton and Big Red.
Sonny King kind of abused you, and as a matter of fact, slapped you around out here a good bit, and I know it was a source of embarrassment for you.
Yeah, Lance, it was. Sonny King, he's a tough man. I could probably wrestle him for 10 years. One-on-one, I doubt if I can beat him. But one thing, any man that slaps me, he's got to fight. I don't care who he is and how bad he is.
I think you showed him that
young Rick Morton.
Just because he's big as he is.
What, he's 12?
Well, after he slaps me,
I bet he's 17 or 18
any
or
man slaps
19.
me, he's got to fight. I don't care, one-on-one or two-on-two, he's got to fight.
Well, it was a situation that we were kind of sorry. Hey, come on, Tojo. Don't start. Hey, Sonny. Now, you've already been out here. Hey, come on, Sonny.
Pat Traml's favorite wrestlers as a heel. Here's Tojo.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, Tojo.
What year is this, man?
Sonny.
This is either 78 or 79. Rick's rookie year. And that promo is better than a rookie. Sonny King tying up.
Well, you guys just get on out of here. Now, Sonny, there's no excuse in that
Big
kind
Red.
of stuff out here.
Come here, boy.
Yeah, you don't.
Come here, boy.
Don't start that
Come here, boy.
stuff.
Come here, boy. Get out of the way, Lance Russell. Come here, boy.
Hey, come on, Sonny. Will you please just get out the door?
Come here. I'm giving you your last chance, boy. I'm giving you your last chance.
I ain't got nothing to do with you. I said I want to talk to you, boy. I'm going to listen to you. You better listen.
Hey, all right, Sonny, now you've
Get out of
done
the
it.
way, Lance Russell. Are you going to listen or not? Are you going to listen?
Jerry, get him.
Are you
Yeah,
going to listen? Come on. Are you going to listen?
get it untied.
This is long.
Get it un. Come on, Sonny.
Maybe 5 years.
Let's take time out right now. We'll be back in just a moment.
Pat, I really want to bring you on and join me here. That was just fascinating. That was obviously Jerry Jarrett doing the booking, and that was Memphis Wrestling.
Getting heat on the babyface, and there wasn't a bigger babyface in the world than Ricky Morton ever. I don't think. Who talked to me about Big Red?
He was a guy from Atlanta. He had several runs, not a great thing. And Pat is Adam, real quick. If you take me off the screen real quick and keep my microphone open, as I'm got to see if I can make my. I think it's put me back on and see if I'm back clear, Adam, and see if we can do that. I am back clear. So just your thought of what we just saw.
I mean, I would not. I'll be honest with you. I would not have recognized that as Ricky Morton. I don't think, unless you had told me. So I mean, he had to be 17, 18 years old. I mean, Ricky's 64 now.
Yes,
I think.
or older.
Yeah.
He's older than me, I think. I'm 64.
Okay.
So, Pat, am I exaggerating, or except for the last video we saw in the idol thing, that is Memphis Wrestling. However, the Tanaka thing and the first 5 minutes of the video we showed compared to the video we just saw, night and day difference. Do you agree with that?
Oh yeah. And Memphis Wrestling knows this is what you and Lawler and Jarrett booking. That's if you look at a lot of different wrestling, you knew how to get heat beating up a babyface. It was better here than anywhere else. Always. And starts with Ricky right there.
A young Ricky Morton.
A young Ricky, yeah.
For sure. So I gave the list of on July the 11th, all the people that was there. That on June the 11th, then on June 18, it all changed. And Jerry Jarrett knew he was having to take over, and it was desperation levels. So he booked a card, and he booked a very interesting angle or a very interesting match with two underneath heels. Larry Latham and Wayne Ferris never had wrestled the main events at all. And we will see this video right now that ended up being one of the most replayed videos
in wrestling history
of Memphis Wrestling. And wrestling history, as you say, we're going to spend 8 minutes and 13 seconds. It starts with the match in Tupelo, Mississippi for the Southern Tag Team Championship with the champions Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee. So I don't know how they Jerry just made them the champion. I don't think they beat anybody for them. I think whoever was the champion, they probably did a phantom switch. But anyway, Lawler and Dundee defending against Wayne Ferris and Larry Latham. This video is going to be 8 minutes and 13 seconds, and we're going to watch that. More video to come on Talking Memphis Wrestling today.
Be contrasted
with the Dundee-Charles bout in here. This took place just last night in Tupelo, Mississippi. We've got the raw tape up here, and we're a big upset in the fact that Wayne Ferris and Larry Latham upset Lawler and Dundee to win the Southern Tag Team Championship belts in there. It turned out to be a total brawl in there. Let's join it right now in progress. It's all rough.
Looking
so let's
in
take a look
bad
at it.
shape. Comes back, though. You might know that little Aussie would pull it from somewhere, and he knocks him flat off his feet. Ferris down, and Latham comes in. Nails Dundee in his run out now. Lawler comes in and exchanges the favor on Ferris. Latham back in.
Is that Calhoun refereeing, Randy?
Yes, sir.
Billy, a real mess.
Absolutely.
They have banged on him and beat on him.
The old sports arena in Tupelo, Mississippi. Richard Hood reminded me the Big Red Reese finish was called the Holy Ghost.
Oh, Billy nailed him one. But Latham and Ferris both in, and here comes Lawler. Jumps over Ferris to get to Latham. Knocks him right off the ring apron. There he's back at it.
Good question, Al.
And Dundee
Al,
caught in the crossfire over near Latham and Ferris's corner.
the scuttlebutt back out there is this Tupelo concession stand brawl Sunday night show sold out to Mid-South Coliseum the following Monday night. The actual house was 4,231 people. Everybody would have swore it sold out.
Double
It
clothesline
did
on
not.
Billy, and there's a cover
However,
one.
6 weeks later,
Lawler comes in at the nick of
they
time.
got it way up.
We're running out
But
of
this
time on our
4,200
championship
people
wrestling. I sure hope
was
that we're going to be able to
almost
get all of
doubled
this bout in.
what it did with Florida. The
Dundee
venue
coming
in
back.
Tupelo, I'd guess 800 to 1,000 people.
Slams Latham head to a
No way
turnbuckle.
it did.
There's
2,000 to
Lawler in
3,000
now,
people.
all
No
four
way.
in.
Richard, this is Lawler
Dundee covering
versus Ferris. They are
Ferris.
first cousins. Watch this
Calhoun
finish.
trying to get Lawler to stop beating on Latham outside the ring. And Dundee trying to get the referee's attention. Ferris comes up from behind and nails him, going to his tights. He may have had something in his hand. Backdrop, sunset flip, but no referee. Here comes Calhoun, being held by Latham. Latham going back in. Drops on Dundee with the elbow, and Lawler pulls the referee back to help his partner out. Billy in the center of the ring. Count of 1, 2. Did he get 3?
Yes, James. Latham and Ferris.
The
Went to New
referee
York
signifying,
and talked
ring
about
the
man
bell.
in
He
the
got
middle.
a 3 count, and he is going to
This is
call a
raw,
pin.
uncut video.
Yeah, I know. Our
They cut
time's
a
running
few
out.
They cut a few.
The referee, in fact, is awarding the belts to Latham and Ferris as the new Southern champions. Lawler nailed with a belt. Dundee grabs a belt. Slams Ferris. Oh, Dundee hit him right in the face.
If you notice, Lawler's selling and Dundee's not.
It is a brawl in the center of the ring. The referee, who is abused outside of the ring, let's be fair to him, by both Latham and Lawler.
But Dundee's the
got
one
in
that got
and gave
through.
a
Got
count
beat.
on Dundee.
So I
With
understand it as
Latham
well.
covering, got a 3 count.
Lawler now making the comeback.
And the belts were awarded to Latham and Ferris as Lawler and Dundee, grabbing the belts back, are pounding on Latham and Ferris. Trying to get it stopped as the referee and having no success.
I would guess by
Lawler bleeding where
79.
he was nailed with that belt. Ferris
I'm not sure. Maybe or Mike was
Latham,
the
the
cameraman.
referee, is down again. A wild melee going on in the middle of that ring as Lawler and Dundee with those belts jerked away from Latham and Ferris. And Dundee comes around from the side. Yeah, I know it. Our time is running out right now. We're going to have to call it quits as our time is up on Championship Wrestling. It looks like that they are outside the ring. This is Lance Russell from the Tupelo Sports Arena.
Listen.
Hey, Mike, can you get the camera? They got a hell of a
So Mike Duncan, Mike Shields was the camera person.
Let me get the light stand off here. Bring it on. We'll go back and edit it. Yeah. It's caught on the damn door. I know it. We'll edit it back in. Okay, can you get it rolling? Lawler rattles the pan around. Dundee on the far side being stomped on the concrete. Can you get it? With Latham.
Raw video here, Pat.
Yeah.
In 27 years of it, I've never seen a battle like this. And Lawler trying to be strangled by Ferris, while Dundee with a mop wailing Latham. Promoter Jerry Jarrett, although he is not a promoter here, trying to get him to stop. He's got Dundee separated. Lawler, Latham having been racked up by that mop handle, Dundee going after him. It's just a street brawl. Jerry Jarrett with referee Jerry Calhoun. Jarrett trying to get it all stopped. Dundee picks up a table. Everything broken up. They're falling all over. Mustard everywhere. Ferris laying in the middle of the floor. Dundee rushed out of there. Lawler trying to grab the belt. Does away from Jerry Calhoun. Eddie Marlin. Herman Sheffield, the promoter, and Jerry Jarrett got them separated. What can I tell you? The wildest I've...
Okay, Pat, it's on you to explain what we just saw.
You know, I've heard the story that the house was down and houses were down after the Fullers left. They were doing anything they could to get it up. So I guess you know, what year was that?
79.
79. So that's 37 years later. We're still talking about it. There's never been anything like that.
It happened on June the 16th, 1979 in Tupelo, Mississippi.
Okay. We're still talking about it. Never seen anything like that. I hope they made it right for the house because they did a lot of damage.
It was Eddie Marlin town.
Yeah.
It was Eddie Marlin town for sure, but I'm sure he gave Jerry Jarrett a bill for sure. And Thomas says WWE really ripped off that one. Pat, you know, that's been talked about so much, and we're going to show something that I think you got a big kick a few minutes ago when we played early Rick Morton.
Yeah.
This is early Eddie Gilbert. This is in 1979. This is Eddie Gilbert's first major angle along with his dad. And we're just going to take a look at that. And we know what kind of star Eddie Gilbert became, but there's a start somewhere. 6 minutes, 11 seconds. And I want to say this. Robert Fuller, when Eddie Gilbert debuted, Robert Fuller made a mistake. He called him Tommy Gilbert Jr. Called him Tommy Gilbert Jr., even though he grew up around the matches, and every fan in attendance knew Eddie Gilbert, knew that he was called Eddie Gilbert, and he was a photographer and was in magazines and everything. Jerry Jarrett right away changed it from Tommy Gilbert Jr. to Eddie Gilbert. This angle, Eddie's first major angle, is 6 minutes and 11 seconds. And we're going to watch now with Pat Traml, you folks, Team Hales. I'm Randy Hales, and this is Talking Memphis Wrestling. We're back on track, Pat, now that you're back.
Gilbert and son, Eddie. Tommy, always good to see you. Eddie, the situation, I know one of the happiest things of your life was the interest that Eddie took in the ring and following in the footsteps, and it must have been a real thrill when you started working together as a tag team, actually in the ring, but it's kind of taken a little sour note as jealousy has kind of worked its way in from another father-son team.
You're right, Lance, and a lot of times things like that happen, you know, and nobody can be any prouder of their kids whenever they want to do something and they see them do their best. But, you know, Buddy has, man, he's become unreal. You know, I couldn't believe that the man could be like this. But I want to tell Buddy one thing, since he's looked like he's turned over a new leaf and he don't want to be the man that I thought he was. Buddy, I'm telling you straight to your face now, man. You told me not to call you Hog Jaws. I'll call you Hog Jaws or anything else that I want to, any time, day of the week that I want to. And I'll tell you what, man, whenever we get in the ring, I told you not to lay a hand on my kid. I told you that I'd beat your brains out if you did. And that's exactly what I'll do, because we're going to be in there, buddy, and whenever we do, I'm going to do just exactly that. I'm going to deflate them jaws. And they could be, a lot of you, they could be deflated too, buddy. But the main thing is, baby, I just want you, that's all. And as far as your kid goes, I don't want to lay a hand on him. I'm going to do to him what you should have done 10 or 12 years ago. I'm going to pull his tights down and paddle his butt real good and teach him a little manners.
Well, it's obvious that being two father. Okay, hey, buddy, no fights. No fights.
No. Lance, you know, after what happened in this match recently, I've been doing a lot of thinking. And I want to come out here publicly. I want to apologize first to you, Lance. We've been friends for a long time. I've done something that was wrong. I want to apologize to the people in the studio, also the people that's watching it, and most of all, I want to apologize to Eddie and Tommy. Because what I done last week, I just got carried away. The most important thing to me was Ken winning. And what I did was wrong. And what I want to do, Tommy, just forget what happened. And I apologize to you now. And just forget the matches that we got coming up. Just forget them. I'd like to just cancel the match.
Buddy, I want to tell you something. You said forget the match. No, we won't forget the match. Eddie and I will be out there to wrestle. And that's exactly what we'll do. Until the first time that you make a move, buddy. And I'm telling you now, right to your face, I'll beat your brains out if you lay hands.
I want to forget what we done. Just shake hands, just forget what I done.
Well, I'll shake hands with you, but I'm telling you now. That's exactly. We'll see you in the ring, buddy.
Okay, well, hey.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Come on. Come on, Eddie. Break it up, man. Hey, you guys save that for the ring.
You know, that looks like a sheep fight.
Yeah, it's good.
Come on. Buddy,
No handcuff, Jimmy.
Tommy Gilbert over to the ring post over there.
Ah.
Hey, come on. Let's get this thing stopped out and get somebody out here. The Waynes with Tommy Gilbert handcuffed over to the ring. The Waynes. That's a great apology. That's all I can say. Can we get somebody out here to get this thing stopped? The Waynes pounding away on Eddie Gilbert, while Tommy Gilbert, I can't help it, Tommy. I can't get the things undone. He locked them on here. Hey, come on, buddy. Just get out. You guys get out of the ring. Okay, buddy. You're asking for it. Tommy. Coco Ware and Dallas Montgomery coming out here, and Buddy Wayne shoulder blocked them before they ever got in the ring.
That's a young Coco Ware.
That is a young Coco.
Hey, Tommy, I can't get him undone. He's got him locked around there, man. There's nothing I can do about it. Comes Randy Tyler out. Good. Get him out of here. Yeah, just get on out of here, buddy. That's
A young Ken Wayne, a young Eddie Gilbert.
Randy can. Okay. Tommy Gilbert trying to see. Will that key fit in the handcuffs in there?
Is that you, Randy?
No, the wrestler, Randy Tyler.
Hey, Jerry, see if we can get somebody to help get that thing out of there. Yeah, see if that key. If you got a key that might work in there. Randy Tyler and Coco and Dallas helping Eddie Gilbert out of there. Huh? Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you what let's do. Let's take a break, and then we're going to be back, and we'll have some ring action in just. We'll be back in just a moment.
We're able to see on Talking Memphis Wrestling this week, Pat, young men that became big stars, successful stars. Your thoughts on that angle?
You know, that's a Memphis wrestling angle. It reminded me of when they did it to Jeff.
Yes.
Yeah. You
You
know,
like that?
personal issues sell, and it doesn't get much more personal than family.
No.
How old was Eddie in that?
I'm guessing 18.
Okay.
Ken about the same age. Coco probably 20. Guessing. Just to see the people back then, it's just fascinating to me. We're going to switch gears, and we are going to try to get at least one more video in just a few minutes. But Adam, if you could go back to the graphics section, and at the bottom, the one next to last one up there, the one next to the Jimmy Valiant one that I added, if you can play that video. Pat, I think as a wrestling show, we need to talk about the fact that Ted Turner, he was a character. His main claim to fame, besides being a billionaire and besides leading the company that ended up overtaking for 83 weeks the WWF, Ted Turner, in his 80s. He was born on November the 19th, 1938, passed away May 6, 2026. We lost the owner of Turner Broadcasting, the creator of CNN, just so much. Your thoughts as we lose the graphic right now, Adam. Pat Traml, your comments about Ted Turner and the fact that he changed wrestling when he changed the little old Channel 17 in Atlanta, Georgia, a D station, put it on the satellite, became a super station, the first super station, and changed wrestling. That's the first time when he took over, I saw Georgia Championship Wrestling for the first time. Your thoughts on Ted Turner?
That's absolutely right. And, you know, I've talked many times about, you know, we were early in cable in my hometown because of experimental. But you know, Turner had wrestling before it was TBS. It was WTCG.
Mm-hmm.
And Turner had had inherited a billboard company from his father, and it was almost bankrupt. And he traded half of the billboard company for two TV stations, one RAQ in Charlotte, and the other one TCG in Atlanta. And you know I had an opportunity to spend some time with his former chief financial officer many years later, who was with him the whole time. And he said, you know, the only thing that made money was wrestling on that show. And Ted got pretty actively involved with it. And who was the lady who had the other wrestling show in Atlanta?
And Gunkel.
Ann Gunkel. He was close to Ann Gunkel, and I think they dated for a while after her husband died, and he, you know, he was a big believer in wrestling. You know, I think Jim Barnett brought Jerry down there to book for a while at one point, and he said, you know, Turner would come, and you know they would, you know, would come to the tapings and all that. So he meant a lot to wrestling, and then you know he ended up buying WCW.
And he also owned, he was a yachtsman, and he won a major race, and he owned the Atlanta Braves, and he always said the three things that put TBS on the map was wrestling, was the Andy Griffith uh, show, and thirdly, no particular order for any of this, but also the Braves baseball, Andy Griffith, and uh, wrestling at 6:05 on Saturday night. So big.
Ted Turner, I knew his CFO because I used to be involved in a company called Movie Gallery, which was the second tier Blockbuster Video, and it had gone public, and we were interviewing his former CFO for a seat on the board. And he told the story of when he bought the Braves. You know, he said Ted would just do these deals and then call him and say, you handle it. And he called, he said, I bought the Atlanta Braves. He said, Ted, we can't meet payroll. He said, yeah, but they're gonna give it to us for a deal. They're gonna give it to us for $8 million. And he said, I don't, Ted, it may as well be 80 million. He said, oh, just go meet with them. So he went and met with them, and he said, look, guys, we don't, it was $9 million. He says, look, guys, we don't have $9 million. And there were some guys from Chicago and said, look, we just want out here. Give us $1 million and we'll sign a note for the rest of it. So he went and scraped up $1 million and signed a note over 6 years or something like that. And they went back and they called him a month later and said, oh, we got to give you all the bank account information. He said, yeah. And he said, I hadn't even thought about it. Well, they gave him the bank account information, transferred the bank accounts over, and they had $3 million in the bank. So he ended up paying $4 million to the Atlanta Braves, and I think he sold them for $400 million or something like that.
That's a money guy, and I think a thing that's impressive, Pat, and I'll put it on the screen right there.
He was married to Jane Fonda.
Yes, he absolutely was. So just a successful guy, and I thought it was our duty to talk about it today, Pat.
He meant a lot to people throughout the Southeast, and again, he was the first guy to go national with wrestling, and a lot of people grew up on Georgia Championship Wrestling.
Rest in peace, Ted Turner, no doubt about it. Hey, we have one more video we're going to watch today, and this, I'm not going to do a setup, just to tell you, this was in 1980. This is 9 minutes and 16 seconds. Adam, 9 minutes and 16 seconds as Pat Traml, Randy Hales, and Adam Dunn are here for Talking Memphis Wrestling as we watch now, 9 minutes, 16 seconds.
Okay. Well, we got most of it cleaned up, not all of it. Pardon me. We want to again reiterate that Cocoa Ware, that was really a lousy thing. Jimmy must have had his mind set so high on it. That,
Lance,
but that's terrible. He broke the young kid's heart, comes out here and destroys a TV set like that.
But this doesn't change one thing. Cocoa Ware is our TV champion. Championship Wrestling is going to find Handsome Jimmy, has found him, $500 for his action here, and the $500 be taken and to replace the TV set for Cocoa Ware.
Good move. I'm glad to hear that, Eddie.
We don't condone what happened whatsoever.
Well, I feel sorry for Coco because it was a big moment for him to become the Championship Wrestling TV champion. But sometimes
he's a still champion. That doesn't change.
That's right. Doesn't change that.
Now, Lance, I got something that's it's very unusual to take place, but it's a lady here that I've known her most of my adult life. She did a remarkable job raising 2 boys virtually on her own. And like all parents, she's had problems time again, with the boys. She's got one big problem now, and it's with one of her sons. And she called me, and she said if we would grant her just a minute or so on TV, that she thought it would really help straighten out one of the problems. And I want to bring out here now, I think it's the least I could do to help a parent and a mother straighten out a big problem. And I'd like to bring out Peggy Rich.
Okay, this is Tommy's mother. We had an opportunity to talk to her a little bit earlier. And Peggy, welcome to Championship Wrestling. I know it's an unusual situation. I understand completely your request of Eddie to have the opportunity to come out here. And I would like to ask the studio audience, regardless of what you feel about Tommy personally, please show the courtesy to listen to a mother as if it were your own mother. And so Peggy,
Lance, so good, man.
To have you.
Really
Thank
is.
you, Lance, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for having me out and letting me try to get across to the people that I do have a problem. Tommy's not the bad guy that he appears to be. I know that Tommy is in the dressing room and is probably seeing me, and it's quite embarrassing to him, I'm sure. But you listen hard, Tommy. It's been rough for me. I was proud of you. I'm still proud of you, and these people are too. I'd like to just give you a little rundown on Tommy's career. He started out in Jerry Jarrett's basement, and it was a hard road for Tommy, and he wanted to be accepted. He wanted to be a star, and I thought he was. Well, one day he came in and he said, "Mama, the time has come that I think I've got to leave." He said, I need to go other territories and make a name for myself. And then when I come back home, the people here will realize I'm a star. So he left. He went to Atlanta, and it was one of the saddest days of my life. I went to Atlanta many times and saw him, and he wrestled in Atlanta. He wrestled in Madison Square Garden. He went to Hawaii. He's been everywhere. Then one day he called me and he said, "Mama, I'm ready to come home." And I was, needless to say, I was proud.
I know you were.
It was really a boost to me. He came back, and the first week he was back, he came to Memphis and wrestled. I didn't come. But he came home, and he wasn't the same Tommy. He sat around, he moped, he was despondent. This went on for 2 or 3 days. And finally one night I sat down and I said, "Tommy, what's wrong?" I said, "There's something wrong, and I think we need to talk about this." And he said, "Mama, I'm not accepted." He said, I went away, I thought I made a name for myself. He said, I came back home, and he said, the people didn't like me. He said, I wasn't what they wanted. And I tried to talk to him, and it didn't seem to do any good at all. And he said, one way or the other, Mama, they're gonna accept me. They're gonna know that Tommy Rich is back. And I want all the people to know when he comes out here and he brags about being the tough guy, and he's not that. That's not Tommy, not at all. And I feel like the only way that Tommy can ever know that he is accepted is by the fans wanting, cheering him and letting him know they're behind him. That's the only way I know that Tommy will ever be what Tommy used to be. And I think the fans know that we want Tommy back like he was.
Okay,
Russell! Wait a minute, save it for later, brother. She has no business being here. Tommy Rich has no business being here. Ask for nothing, lads. You shut up, Daddy, and you shut up too, baby.
Come on, Tommy. Come on, you guys. Break it up. Get it separated, Kojo. Hey, yeah. Come on, Jim. Okay, there's no excuse in that now. Watch it, Peggy. Here. Come on, just stay back. Come on, Kojo. Come on, now, just get on out of here. Get him out of here, Bill. Yeah. Just get him on out of here. No excuse. Okay. Yeah. See if you can get Peggy on out of here. We'll get somebody else here. They'll get Tommy out.
What happened to him?
Now all of a sudden, Jimmy Hart and
Where the hell was
Bobby
y'all then when I needed y'all,
Okay,
man?
Tommy. Hey, get him back in the back now. Go get the face taken care of. All right. Come on.
You let me come out here. I've worked my brains out for you, man. I've worked myself to death for you. You're the Southern heavyweight champion because of me. You made a fool out of yourself because you let your own fat mother do it, man.
Let me tell you something, man.
Come on.
Don't you ever, and I mean don't you ever, Hart, say nothing about my mama again, brother. And as far as I'm concerned, Daddy, we're through, Jack.
Let's go. Hey.
Don't you dare do it, man. You made your choice. You want to be with scum like that, Jack? Well, you be with scum.
Tommy, go get it cleaned up.
We're through.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's just take a break here, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Yeah, just never mind. Just... take a break.
I've never seen that one.
So, what did you think?
I've never seen that. Who was the other guy with Hart?
Bobby Eaton.
Okay, I thought it was Bobby. He just had his dark hair. I saw the one where his mother was out talking to Jarrett, and Tommy came out and said he was going to be better. I've never seen that. That's great stuff.
Absolutely great. Personal issues draw money, and it was just Tommy came back, and everybody thought he was going to be a star, and then the baby faces were established, and it was a tough year anyway. That Jerry Lawler was out for a broken leg, and then so they switched him heel, and then they decided to switch him back baby face, and that was very well. Now, as far as Peggy Richardson is concerned, that's the first time she was ever on TV in her life. I thought her promo was real because it was real. I thought it was just amazing.
I thought it was great too. I really did. And that's, you don't see that anywhere else that I'm aware of. That's personal issue sell, and Memphis Wrestling could make it personal.
No doubt about it. I want to clarify one thing that earlier somebody said something about Ted Turner managing the Atlanta Braves, and somebody else said he owned it. He didn't manage it. Well, he got mad at the team one time. he got mad and said, I can do a better job than my managers do, and I'm going to manage this next game. So he said that he was going to manage the game. It never got to that because Major League Baseball, Pat, said, no, you're the owner. You can't do that. So
no, he did one game.
Oh, did he do one game?
Yeah, he sent Dave Bristol off and said, take a couple of weeks off. I'll handle the next 2 weeks. And he managed one game, but he really didn't do anything because he knew nothing about baseball. And then the commissioner said you can't. Apparently, there's a rule you can't own part of the team and manage it and be a shareholder. So his managing career lasted one game. They got beat. And he brought his manager back.
Well, unfortunately, we had problems at the start of the show. Michael couldn't be here. We had major technical issues, and Pat, I knew, was going to be 30 to 40 minutes late. Then I forgot to send you the link of the show, so then that cost me 2 or 3 minutes.
It worked out fine. It's been I had a good time today.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. I want to tell everybody, if this happens again, and hopefully Adam can stick with us after the show goes off the air and help walk me through it, because I want the Randy Hills channel on Facebook to be back on. But folks, if you're watching today, you know the different options. The Power Pro Wrestling Facebook page and the Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame Facebook page. If you have not checked on either one of those, like those, and follow those, because this show will come up on those as well. So that is the Power Pro Wrestling Facebook and the Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame Facebook. Make sure you do that for me. Also, go to the Randy Hills channel on Twitch and on Twitter. You can go ahead and go to @RB Hills on Twitter. And of course, the 2 YouTube channels, Adam's Classic Memphis Wrestling and my Randy Hills YouTube channel. You can do that as well. So make sure that you check with that. We'll do real quick about less than a minute. Pat Traml, your last take of the day, and then we'll get out of here.
Last take of the day. I mean, we've seen some, not very common angles tonight and some good stuff. Obviously, I've never seen the entire match and the concession stand brawl. That was good. We've seen a lot of stuff that's, kind of buried in the archives a little bit. It was great to dig into the historic vault tonight.
What do you have planned for the next few days, and have plans to be back here next Tuesday?
I'll be back here next Tuesday. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got to go to Nashville tomorrow, and we'll be in, come back Thursday. What's today?
Today's Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday. Got to go there tomorrow. We'll be back Thursday, and then I'm going to Atlanta on Sunday. So.
Very good. This is a good show. I apologize for the first 40 minutes of the show, just the technical issues and doing it by yourself. It's just, I wasn't at my best, and I apologize for that. For Adam Dunn, who hopefully can stick around in the private production thing and help me figure out this Facebook thing. For Pat Traml, for Michael St. John, for everybody, for all you guys, Randy Hills saying, for Pat Traml, bye-bye, everybody.